The views expressed on the Nerd Realm are not necessarily the views of the Lagging Out Network or its advertisers. Listener discretion is advised. Do not try this at home. We are trained professionals.
Welcome to the Nerd Realm. I'm your host, Havoc, and with me tonight is the only man Hydra hails, Mythic.
Hell Hydra! What's going on, guys? My name is Mythic, here to blast you with some knowledge. And I think we have a very special guest here today, don't we, Havoc?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. From Dusk Comics, we have David Daub. He's the brainchild of Dusk Comics. He's here to talk to us about some great stuff. David, why don't you give the Realmers a hearty welcome?
Hello, everybody! Yay, static.
I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking, who's Dusk Comics? And that small percentage of you that actually do watch this and know who Dusk Comics, kudos for you. David, why don't you tell us a little bit about Dusk Comics?
Yeah, sure. At its simplest, I've just always wanted to make comics. I was a little kid, trying to draw my little bad stick figure comics and all that, and it's just kind of grown from there. More detailed, I've had experiences with publishers and all that, and I thought I knew enough to do my own publishing. Obviously, I was wrong at first, but as I learned things, I learned that it is hard for people to get their books out there with going to publishers or doing it themselves and all that, and that's why I decided to do the full-blown, publishing.
Very nice, very nice. So you are pretty much your own independent publisher, is that correct?
Yes. Obviously, we do a lot of my books, but we have other parties' books as well.
That's very impressive. That's awesome.
That is really impressive. Why don't you tell the Roamers a little bit about some of your books? One you forwarded me, it was called Dusk.
Yes.
Really good book. Really good book. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, obviously that's our flagship title. Another thing, as you can see, everything's just on love affairs I've had, and Dusk is about my love affair with vampires. It's about a young lady who's kind of was drawn into the vampire world, and when she's finally pulled out of it, she's so I always want to say Stockholm syndrome or battered wife syndrome. She doesn't want to leave because she thinks, that the people who saved her, care for her. It's just that they're pragmatic and they saw no reason to, abuse someone needlessly, because there's evil and then there's, being a dick evil. And so that's,
yeah.
So just the evil vampire was like, no, you need to go. You're normal. I don't want to abuse you. That's just, that's just stupid. But she can't cope with that, so she stays there.
Wow. I read a good portion of the first volume, and let me tell you, I couldn't put it down.
Cool.
It was really good. I really enjoyed the writing. I even like the color scheme. I like how you guys went with like a black and white color scheme.
Yeah, it's obviously, I can't take all the credit. Part of it is because it's cheaper to do black and white. But since we knew that, we decided to own it.
Well, it also gives you like an edgier look to it, and I understand. That's awesome.
Well, you did say that growing up you wanted to make your own comics. Was there a certain writer or a certain artist that kind of pushed you in that direction? That was your kind of motivation?
Oh. There's, and obviously with comics, there's just such a wealth of riches to be drawn from. I can never say this one person. There's just so many influences. I do know of several key points, though. I remember, obviously I got into the superheroes. Some of my first comics that got me in were I don't know if you remember Marvel doing their Acts of Vengeance storyline, but that was the thing that really got me into comics.
The which event? I'm sorry.
Acts of Vengeance.
Oh, yes.
The one where all the villains traded their foes.
You know, I really wish more villains would do that.
Yeah. But also, there's so many things around that time, like the black and white boom, where you had so many independent stuff. Obviously there was a lot of vampire books coming out then, because they were using that black and white and everything wanted to be edgier and so forth. But then also I ran into like heavy metal, and then that led me into European comics, and then of course the early manga comics in the 90s. So I saw all these different things you could do. So while, yes, superheroes were my entry drug, I saw that there is no limit on what you could do. So that's why I'm like, ooh, I could do vampires, or I could do this. And that just kind of, snowballed from there.
Yeah, it's true artistry what you're doing there, because you're getting ideas from everything, kind of just involving, your whole experience with your childhood growing up, and so that's awesome. I really appreciate that.
Thanks. Well, I've read a lot of places. You can only write what you know about, and sometimes, even if it's subconsciously, you don't realize it, you're drawing from all your experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're Stan Lee, then you can just make it up. Because one of my favorite quotes from Mr. Lee was he didn't know what a mutant was, so he just made it up. He was just running out of accidents.
Mm-hmm.
Has Dusk Comics ever been approached by maybe another indie developer such as Image Comics or any of those other or Top Cow or anything like that?
We've had talks with some folks that wanted to, one wanted to buy us out, but it was for controlling shares, and I just didn't feel comfortable with that. And also their output and their views on how their business side of things didn't match up with ours. So for the time being, and Image isn't one. It's funny you mentioned them, because they're not one that's looking for new people. They're a clearinghouse, so they only know people who come to them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that was fun. Sorry.
Oh no, that's perfect. I was just gonna say, it's you're doing something right when you get you're getting looks from people that were in the 90s Renaissance at that time.
Yeah.
So you're doing something great.
Mm-hmm.
So, where can the Realmers get some of your products? I mean, I know we talked before that that you're actually have some products at Barnes and Nobles. Is that correct?
That's limited at the moment. Everything is mainly online. So, but you can go to Amazon, you can go to BarnesandNoble.com, and you can order them, or you can go to the physical location and ask them to order it. But that's kind of silly if you just have it shipped to your house. And
Yeah. Exactly.
The convenience of home delivery.
Yeah.
The convenience of just online shopping in general. You never have to leave.
What's this? I can order an Xbox and not have to leave my house? Let's do it.
And the cool thing is when they run specials on their dime, not mine. So you can get it for, say, sometimes 20% cheaper with free shipping with Amazon Prime or whatever. That doesn't affect my bottom line. That affects theirs. So, I say get the discounts all day.
That's even better. Yeah, that's great.
Very nice.
We get the discounts, and we're also not hurting, the publisher. So that's a double positive there.
Very nice. Very nice. So I did ask you today if you were a gamer. What is your favorite game, pretty much, that's on the market right now, or even in the past?
My favorite game?
Yes.
My favorite game is a little unusual. It's an old computer game that was designed to also be a DVD game. It's called Tender Loving Care.
I can't say I've heard of it.
Me either.
It's a real niche game in the late 90s, early 2000s. Mm-hmm. And it was around when when people were all in love with the DVDs and they did the full motion, video and all of that.
Okay.
And the whole point of the game is it's built around a psych eval test, and you're in a story, and they show you various things, and they give you information, and then they ask you a bunch of psych questions. And then based upon your psych questions, the story progressed. So me and my wife played it, not at the same time, obviously, but the story starts out as you're a husband, and your wife seems a little disturbed, and she's recovering. And in my story, it was they have a live-in nurse that comes in, and in my story, it's the nurse who's causing all the problems. She's an evil witch, and she's being seductive and all of that. In my wife's story, it ended up to where the guy was just a controlling freak, and finally the girls had to kill him because he was just going too paranoid.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like a heavy rain before heavy rain.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah, I know those but I know some of those type of questions. I am I'm majoring in psychology right now,
wow.
And so I will definitely. It's tender love and care. I'm definitely going to look into that. I think that would be a cool thing to do.
Yeah, the trick is now is old enough. I can get a copy of it. But you need to use DOS box on it and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's that old.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it. That sounds awesome.
Cool.
Tender loving care. I'm gonna have to put some clips in there, and if I can find some, I'll throw them right in the comment section. You guys can check it out and see what David's talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing. Watch some of the clips you get, because that was another example. Is like one scene my wife got. The nurse teases you by pushing herself up against the window and licking it, just trying to be seductive. In my version, she was topless.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
And my wife was all like, "Really, David?" And I was like, "I was answering weird questions. I don't know what I said."
It's not me, it's the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, gosh.
Do you play any current games right now? Like, are you playing on console or?
No, actually, I'm on sabbatical from a convention, and I was part of their game department, so I had their Xbox One. So
Oh, nice.
When on break, they said, "Well, we need it back." I'm like, "Oh." But all I was doing on that is I was playing Diablo 3 and Warriors Orochi. I love the Dynasty Warriors. It's just
No, I agree.
It's an addictive
Games.
habit.
They have a lot of them. I enjoyed the Gundam one they did because I was a pretty big Gundam fan.
Oh.
So I enjoyed playing that one. That one was fun.
I really like the Fist of the North Star one because you got the blood and the head's blowing up. It's
Fist of the North Star. I love that. There was an arcade game about Fist of the North Star. My mall had it for a while. It was called Fight Mania, but it was Fist of the North Star. It was pretty awesome. I love that thing. You had these little
like a side scroller beat 'em up.
Actually, it was one that they gave you the fist and you had to punch the screen.
Oh wow, that's wild.
Yeah. The 50 crack Fist of the North Star was exhausting. So, let's see. So you said you were a Diablo fan. What did you think about Diablo 3?
Honestly, I felt it was too short, and the grinding just got to me. But then that's because I'm falling away from the online gaming. Because unfortunately, I'm old enough to where online gaming meant at least you were with the other people in the room.
Yes.
So, LAN gaming. So this online folks, where you're dealing with weirdos and rage quitting and other shenanigans. I'm just like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, the grinding was definitely real in Diablo 3. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, after a while, I was like, Paragon levels aren't worth it. Oh my god.
No, yeah, I agree. I did it on a couple, and then I was like, I don't want to do it on anymore. I was done. I didn't want to do it.
Oh, wow. I have it on PlayStation, and I think I made it through like a few quests, and I was like, I really should have not spent $40 on this.
But there was a beta out. It's about to be finished, but it's the Star Wars Battlefront. Havoc, I know you've played it. What'd you think of it?
Gotta say, you know what? I was really impressed. A lot of my fears about the Battlefront beta were quelled. I was wondering how they were going to do reloading, because the Battlefield games, they give you the sense of realism as far as your gun's out, you got to reload. You don't see that in Star Wars. You never see them pop a clip out and put another one in.
Well, no, Star Wars is pulp fiction. I mean, it's designed off the 1930s pulp, which is the origins of where people would keep shooting and never reloading. So when they had Battlefield and Star Wars, I'm like, that's like Bill Nye the Science Guy teaming up with Wile E. Coyote. It's the same science.
Exactly.
That's such a great comparison. That's so good. How they keep things balanced. Each gun builds up heat as it's firing. Of course, sniper rifles would take more heat and everything. I didn't get to play in very many vehicles, except for the AT-ST and the AT-AT. I got to fly a lot.
I hate you, Mythic. I hate you, Mythic.
So hard. I'm not a flying one. Anything that has flying, I'm not very good at it. I like to do it. My team hates me for it because I like to. I take it from them, and I'm really bad at it. I know it was a beta. I wish I could have done more. I wish there was more maps to it and played more in the 2 game modes. I think there just should be more special characters and more available areas for you to play with them. Because I think there's only like 3 spots, and it's in sections of when you're playing the big map to even get one.
But I think that's the point of the beta, is just to give you enough to where you're all like, all the things you're asking for, they're all like, here they are, and oh wait, you want those little extras, DLC, season pass.
Exactly.
Yeah, speaking of season pass, I'm not a big fan of that $50 price tag on their season pass. Did you guys happen to catch that news?
I'm not a big fan of all the DLCs in any game so far this past year and going forward. I don't understand what they're doing. They're pretty much making the price of it the price of a game, and it's really, you're not getting that.
Yeah, no, I remember with the last Dragon Age Inquisition, I totally loved it and tore into the game. They kept promising, all that DLC, and it was all just like trickle, and just, it kills the game sometimes.
I actually just started that. Dragon Age Inquisition. I just started it.
Oh, wow. It's definitely, it's my favorite of the 3, but I was at a con at a Dragon Age photo shoot in amazing costumes, and we were all bitching about one, because there was some, since I'm a writer, there was some really bad story stuff that you want, or, because I played the City Elf, and so, that had a dark story where you had, basically you have rape and murder and all that, and then you meet the king of that, that kingdom, and you're all like, oh, how are you doing, Grey Warden? Like, yeah, you killed and raped my family. Oh, yeah, anyways.
Oh, then.
I really couldn't get into the Dragon Age games. I was telling Mythic the other night during the beta that, like the Middle Age magic and stuff like that, not my cup of tea. I'm more of an assault rifle in my hand, and just going to town doing force pushes like in Mass Effect and stuff like that.
Yeah. I like both. I know. I think it's just the fact that it's a fantasy that I enjoy it, whether it being swords and magic or laser beams on sharks or something like that.
Oh man, and this is what Nerd Realm's about. We just get together and just get nerdy.
No, but I know what you mean. I know a lot of folks that don't want, they don't want their sci-fi and the fantasy or both. Some can enjoy both, but some, it just takes all taste.
Oh yeah. To each their own.
My fantasy ends about at the spectrum of Legend of Zelda. That's about as fantasy as it gets for me.
That's cool.
And I'm totally okay with that, because those were awesome. So.
Yes, there is. I don't know if any of y'all watch The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, but they had the Symphony of the Goddess Orchestra perform.
Yeah, all my Facebook friends could not tell me about it, so I was just filled with that when they weren't talking about, when the feed wasn't talking about Bernie Sanders or normal memes. It was, something, Legend of Zelda something on late night. It's like,
Oh, it was.
I did not know that.
It was breathtaking. Nintendo was promoting Triforce Heroes. That's their new game for the 3DS. 3-player co-op.
Oh, is that the fighting game?
No, this one is a 3-player dungeon crawler.
So okay. Hyrule Warriors then.
Yeah, Hyrule Warriors was good. If you like the Dynasty Warriors series, you'll really get a crack out of that one. It was really fun.
Unfortunately, I don't own anything Nintendo. Well, except for my Game Boy Micro. That's the only thing I have. I love that.
You have a Game Boy Micro. I always wanted one of those.
I don't have one of those. I have the Super and then the original. I have the Super, the original, and the GameCube.
Very nice.
And I have my, the old, the old.
Yes.
That's awesome. And I have the big square rectangle gray one with a green screen. The old. I have 3 of those.
The joy of dot matrix sound.
Well, it's funny. The only reason I got the Game Boy Micro is I used to be really in love with the Wonder Swan, and that was hard to get anything for, especially when the color came out.
Mm-hmm.
So when I found out about this little thing, I'm like,
it was smaller than Game Boy Pocket, and didn't seem to drain as much battery.
Yeah. And that's the one thing I always wanted, because even though, when you're younger, you're used to putting big crap in your pockets and all that, especially with cell phones. Like, I need something small to put into my pocket.
So I don't have enough pockets. I don't want to wear cargo pants everywhere.
Exactly. Or have a satchel.
Yeah. Yes.
You only need the satchel if you had the original Game Boy with all the parts.
Oh, yeah, and especially whatever that large zoom lens was to see it better.
The zoom lens, the speaker.
The zoom lens with the light on it. Oh, yes. Yeah. I think I have it still somewhere.
Chieftain brags about it. He's the brainchild of the Lagging Out Network, which we're a part of. Mm-hmm. He brags all the time that he has the full kit. He's yet to show me an actual picture of it, though.
I think I have almost a full kit. I'll try to find it. It's in storage somewhere, or an attic. I have it all packed together with all my old gaming stuff. So I have like the old Nintendos and 64s and all packed up together.
Yeah, I was a Sega guy, so I never had all that stuff. So it was all Sega CD and Saturn and my beloved Dreamcast.
Oh yes, the beloved Dreamcast.
I bought it too. Don't even worry, you're not the only one.
That's the only console I've ever bought on launch. Everything else, I'm like, I'll wait until the price drop. But on 1999, I was all like, yeah.
I can't believe it. I got it too. I liked it. I don't care what anyone said.
Yeah, guys, the Dreamcast was a muchly overlooked system.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had a little bit of that stink from the Saturn, but the Dreamcast was a beast. People still use it today, mod, and they make some hellacious arcades out of it.
Oh yeah,
the control part.
The indie market for that stuff is insane. But then indie's gotten the aftermarket stuff. People are still making cartridges for the Atari 2600. So
yes,
he has always been crazy about that.
Somewhere out there, I'm sure someone's made another Abomination ET2.
But the crazy thing I've seen is someone made a portable Atari 2600. The problem with that is the port for the cartridges is bigger than the rest of the equipment.
So true.
Yeah, it's very surprising when you see like these indie developers out there building games for like an old system, and they put it in an actual cart, and it's amazing. We're releasing that stuff out there. It's amazing. I like it. Well, David, do you have any upcoming conventions that you're going to go to, or any other projects you're working on in the meantime?
Yeah. Sorry, got me all nerded up, and I forgot what I
Oh
was.
no, you're totally fine. You're totally fine.
That's what we're about.
Yeah. I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'll be out at Rose City, Tyler Rose City Comic Con in 2 weeks. And then after that, I'll be out at I'll be out at Anime North Texas, and that's in Fort Worth. And then I have some more stuff next year coming up, but also that's to push all the new books because I have volume 3 of Dusk came out last month. A new volume of The Trials and Tribulations of Miss Tilney came out, and the final part 3 of that arc will be coming out soon. And we're currently just doing the final edits on a novel for Dusk. I thought, that's another thing I can do. And then I was like, oh my God, this is work too. So hard.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Very nice. I'm so glad Dusk Comics is doing well. And guys, be sure to go and check out Dusk Comics. You can check them out at their website. It'll be posted below. Give them a like. Follow them on Facebook. It's been great. It's gonna be great for them. Really a bunch of great guys, really talented guys, great artists, great writers all around. I really enjoy their work so far.
He's just saying that to get more free books. No.
He's on to us. Run, Mythic.
You're never gonna catch me.
They'll never take us alive.
I read Little Vampires taking your lives, not.
Touche. Touche.
He just won Nerd Run for the day.
He did.
David, I want to say thank you for coming on with the show. So it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was great talking to you guys.
You too.
Yeah. All right, guys. Be sure to check out the Lagging Out's Patreon account. It's www.patreon.com/Lagging Out. And on behalf of Mythic and myself, good night and nerd on.